Alright, what's up everybody, my name is Sen, welcome back to the channel, and as I'm sure you can tell for today's video, we're going to be talking about plateauing in fighting games. A friend of mine very recently is getting a sense of feeling that they're plateauing, and I only partially agree because they're a beginner. At this level, I would say the theme of the video is you don't know what you don't know. When it comes down to learning anything, you're primarily going to go through 4 stages. The first being unconscious, why is that so hard to say? The first being unconscious incompetence, i.e. we don't know what we don't know. Secondly, where I'm sure a lot of us are, is conscious incompetence. Maybe we started taking those first couple of steps into whatever it is that we want to learn, and we realize and start to learn how much depth there actually is to the thing that we want to learn. You begin to understand how much more skilled or proficient some people are at the thing that we're doing. A lot of us fall into that with just about anything competitive. Like, man, I fucking suck, but it's the fact that you know that you suck. Personally, I feel like these next two are interchangeable, but the third one on the list is conscious competence. It's understanding that what you're doing is good and you're still working to improve at whatever you're doing. And lastly is unconscious competence. When things become second nature and you can do something brilliant or really good without having to think too hard on it or think at all. You just do it. When someone plateaus at something, oftentimes they'll fall between parts 1 and 2. You're not sure what you're doing wrong and you don't know how to improve. Maybe you know you can get better, but you don't know where to start or go. In fighting games and any other competitive game, plateauing happens all the time. I'm sure we've all gotten stuck at a rank or something similar, but that doesn't mean you're not improving per se. Your improvement might just be a bit more subtle than the times you improved before. I talk about this all the time, but when I first started playing Street Fighter V, I played about 30 games and I only won once. But all it took for me to have a breakthrough was to watch a match, and funnily enough, it was King Alpha himself. Punk.
The Alpha.
I've been pretty on and off with the game for some time, and now is actually the time that I've been enjoying the game the most, and I'm getting pretty close to Super Silver. And to be honest, I haven't really put all that much work into getting better. When you're starting out, it's not really clear or apparent how you should get better. But the cool thing about being newer is that even the smallest of revelations can help you improve majorly. Like this instance, I watched Punk play a match, and something just clicked. In the case that I'm talking about right now, this person isn't hard stuck, but they've plateaued purely off the little bit that they've learned, and they're not aware of how much more there is out there to help them improve their game. You've plateaued based on what you barely understand. If you suck at playing Frieza, you can go watch some notable players show off the character and what they do. Go watch Chris G, one of the most dominant forces in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I would also recommend a player by the name of Alucard. I'm sure there's a ton of more amazing Frieza players out there, and it might be the case where you have to revisit whatever matches you're watching. Maybe it starts out as something like, wow, this guy's using 5M a lot, I wonder if that's a good button. Maybe I should try to use it some more. Then eventually you and your understanding of the game will improve, and you come back to those matches with a fresh pair of eyes, and you see more of the neutral interactions, setups, frame traps, etc. Now with that being said, maybe the best Frieza player in the world doesn't play Frieza the way that you do. Maybe they're more aggressive where you actually like to play more reserved, defensive, and you try to zone your opponent out. You can still incorporate things that they do, but it might not be until the 500th best Frieza player that you find someone that plays similarly to the way that you play. My friends ask me, how did I get so good at this game? And this is based around the skill level relative to the people that I'm playing. I'm a God of Destruction rank player. Not all that crazy, but I can beat a Zeno from time to time if I'm on my stuff. I've sunk in a lot of time into this game. Naturally, my understanding of the game is going to be better than someone that is just starting out. The reason why I got so much better is because for a time I became obsessive of this game. It was all I wanted to watch, it was all I wanted to do. I learned things passively, sure, but I went out of my way to answer some of the questions that I had myself. Naturally, my understanding is going to be a bit better, but I have hours of experience to back it up too. Even then, I still have a ton of room to improve. I mean, have you seen the best players at this game? Pretty crazy. Alright, well, that is going to do things. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to see more, check out the rest of the channel. In the description, there's links to not just my channel, but some other stuff as well that you guys should definitely check out. I do have a link to a fighting game Discord that I run. We have newer players, we have maybe some slightly better players. Maybe you could be one of the slightly better players, who knows. This isn't something I like to advertise all the time, but I do have a Patreon link in the description where I'm actually not super active on it, but if you want to support me and the channel in any way that you can, that's one of the ways that you can do it. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you later. Peace.